yesterday Joe Wicks was doing a bloody workout for them all. Right?
Why would you want to do that? You just arrived in Glastonbury, and why would you want to start with a workout? You just arrived, you're blooming tired.
Yeah, and today there was a 5k run. I've never seen anything so pathetic in my life.
A 5k run?
But when you go on holiday at a festival, people are mad. You know what I mean? It's like, why can't they do that before they go? Why are they going to have it there? Crazy.
That's true. That's true, actually.
It's just absolutely nuts.
Steve and I were just talking about Glastonbury this year, 2025, and when it was launched, Joe Wicks was doing a workout. Remember today? Oh, sorry.
Yesterday, sorry.
Actually, yesterday, sorry. The convid celebrity of Zoom, Joe Wicks, who just appeared out of nowhere just as we went into lockdown. Somebody nobody ever heard of, and suddenly becomes a famous icon over lockdown.
Yeah.
And Steve was just talking about Joe Wicks being at the Glastonbury Festival. What are your thoughts on the Glastonbury Festival, Steve? You just mentioned it. It's changed a lot, so you were saying.
Oh yeah. Well, this is what I'm just seeing just from people posting videos and things today. Well, I used to go, as I said before, and you didn't get any of that commercial stuff. But now, like I said, because Joe Wicks there yesterday, obviously they're trying to get things for people to do, because if they all go on Wednesday, which they all do, to get a camping spot, there's literally nothing on until Friday. So they've got to find things for them to do. Unless they'll probably be riots up there. But yeah, and this
Riots, did you say?
Yeah, and this morning there was a 5k run. And like I said to you, who wants to go to a festival or any kind of holiday and start off with a 5k run?
Doesn't sound like a good start.
You know,
if you're trying to preserve energy.
Hot enough as it is up there, you're going to be walking literally 40 miles once you're there over 4 days, and you need to go on a 5k run. That's it.
Yeah.
So roll cameras. One take one. Here we go, and action! Okay.
So that's what it's all about now. I'm sure it's going to be good for the people who are there mainly, but.
And do you think many of these festival goers have had their MMR jabs?
Measles?
Yeah, exactly.
I very much doubt it. I don't think a lot of people will take notice of what they. Well, hopefully they don't take notice of what the mainstream media say.
Well, it's very important. Everybody has a jab. Those people that don't have it cause trouble for others, don't they?
Yeah.
Because it's just so much garbage all the time. Again, today I was so wound up seeing this headline about killer heatwave again on Monday.
killer heat wave. Was that
36 degrees.
36 degrees? Oh my God.
It will not be 36 degrees, I absolutely guarantee it. I bet it'll be about 24.
Yeah, most
The
likely.
only temperature is going to get close to 36 is at Heathrow, which they've got a thermometer on the end of the runway.
Oh, you sound like a conspiracy theorist there, Steve. Are you saying they're measuring the temperature at Heathrow Airport and on Gatwick Airport?
Yeah, it's a place called Coningsbury and where's it called? Somewhere else. But they're both at the end of the runways.
113 of them are defunct. They don't even work anymore.
Yeah, the Met Office.
Yeah.
Really?
Temperature stations.
The temperature stations?
Yeah, they're defunct and they're still reliant on this fake data.
Oh, okay. So we're all going to get cooked either way?
No, we're not. We're not. They're making out we're going to get cooked.
Dave doesn't believe me. We will either. No. Brilliant.
We survived 76
Well, yeah, when it was over 32 degrees for 15 consecutive days.
Okay.
Now they're saying today, oh no, it's 25 degrees on Monday. When did we ever get this many hot days before? Oh, I just want to smash the screen.
Everybody's got a price. Everybody's gonna pay.
But it can't be true. It's not on the news. Isn't it funny how we seem to be getting the hottest, coldest, windiest, wettest on record this year so far?
Yep, they're pushing the agenda big time, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
But in fact, they're turning people away. You can see from all the comments, it's just like everyone is saying, this is absolute garbage, we're not listening to this. You know, we know we've had hotter. So they're just pushing ridiculous stories, like headlines saying heat dome. What the heck is a heat dome?
Heat dome?
Yeah, that's the latest thing for this rise in temperature, a heat dome.
And they're all bombs as well, aren't they? Like weather bombs,
right, weather bombs,
heat
snow
bombs,
heat
water bombs.
Yeah.
Way!
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, look at the sky now, guys.
Oh, yeah, that's nothing, that's normal.
Geo-engineering splitters.
According to the debate in Parliament 2 days ago.
Oh, did they have a debate in Parliament?
Yeah, Geo-engineering.
Tell me more, Steve. Tell the camera more.
Well,
This is Steve, by the way. I'm sure a lot of you know him by now.
there was a debate in Parliament and there was a sitting, I think it was Wednesday. Anyway, 20 people there probably.
Yeah.
So one of the chaps actually stood up and said to the woman who was actually chairing it, can you explain what chemtrails are? Because loads of my constituents are writing in asking me what's going on and is it something like, are we changing the weather? And she blatantly said, this is the person who's chairing the thing, there is no such thing as chemtrails, it is contrails, it is automate vapour from high altitude aircraft. There is no such thing as chemtrails, so yes, I can categorically say the government is not manipulating the weather.
Wow.
Look at the state of that.
But look at that. I mean, look at that. Say not manipulating
Really
things.
right there.
Look at that. Look at the state of that sky, guys. And you say they're not manipulating the weather. This is a chemtrail.
See that they said that.
This is not a contrail. This is a chemtrail.
No such thing as chemtrails, apparently.
No such thing as chemtrails. Isn't that bizarre? Despite the fact that they're openly talking about chemtrails. I know GB News had a news article about a month or so ago where they're talking about geo-engineering quite openly.
Yeah.
Experiments to dim the sun could be approved in weeks, which is all part of the government's attempts to slow down global warming.
They say the government has set aside £50 million of your taxpayers' money for geo-engineering experiments. They want to reflect sunlight away from the Earth's surface. But should we be playing God?
There's a variety of different ways in which you could try to affect the planet's temperature. One is to try and make clouds brighter and more reflective, so they reflect more light into space, or try to spray water to create clouds. You could do things like, I mean, the really big stuff would be to try and put something out in space that would block some of the the sun's rays.
These utopian ideas, these power-hungry, obviously Bill Gates is massively behind this in America, these so-called philanthropists that want to save the world, they have to remember that nature generally gets it right.
Need to stop playing God with the atmosphere. It's, you know, the experiment on sulfate, one of the side effects of pouring huge amounts of sulfate into the atmosphere is it could destroy the ozone layer.
Absolutely.
We've just started healing it. Now to start destroying it again to stop climate change for the oil billionaires' profits doesn't make sense to me.
No.
And yet they still deny it.
They still deny it. So even in the debate, even when lots of their constituents are raising it, they still refuse to acknowledge it. Of course they do, because if they acknowledge it, you know, that means the whole thing's gone to pot on it, climate change, everything. Because how can you talk about climate change when they're doing this?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, very true. And isn't it funny how they change the wording global warming to climate change? Because we know that climate changes all the time. Woo!
But look, there's 4 jets up there now.
Wow, yes, look at this. Wow, look at that, there's a cross there. X marks the spot and there's one over our heads here. Flying over our heads. Woo! Yeah. Thank you.
Is he going with that? Or is he Sometimes you never know.
Yeah, it's very true.
But yeah, it's just...
I know. Very much so.
This is what we're up against, you know, they're just lying even at the top. Of course they're lying.
Well, they do, don't they? And every time there's a petition and it goes to Parliament, isn't it funny how they always dismiss a petition and say, well, we can't talk about that because of such and such, despite the fact that it's got
like
it's 10,000. Is it 10,000?
Yeah.
10,000 signatures.
So that's why they had to debate that one, because they obviously got over 10,000.
Yeah, sure. And yet it doesn't get us 100,000.
And yet, what was the point of it? A total waste of time.
Yeah.
You know? Even though that guy said his constituents were writing to him left, right, and centre, and he had to keep sending the same bog standard response, which is what we know they do.
Yeah, very true, very true.
Denying it all.
Yeah.
They must think we're totally stupid, isn't it?
Do you think they think we're stupid, Dave? Do you trust politicians yourself?
No.
We're
Muppets.
They're Muppets.
No, we are.
We're Muppets.
Yeah, according to that.
Who's Elmo? Which one's Elmo? Which one's what's the other? I can't remember where they are now. My brain's gone dead. I need to do some Muppet research.
Sunny day, sweeping the clouds away. On
Jamie, you asked this question. What do you think of what you've heard?
Well, I agree with what Mims was saying, to be honest, in general. I think what it shows that by Boris Johnson breaking the rules was that they were absurd in the first place, and that we should never have gone into lockdown. And it was the biggest mistake, I think, that the government has made, because we now have a mental health crisis, we now have children who have to catch up on their lost learning, and we have NHS backlogs of over 6 million people.
We gotta get out of this place, if it's the last thing we ever do.
And we have cancer patients who can't get seen, who died during lockdown. No one talks about that. Why are we not talking about the collateral damage from 2 years of lockdowns, which have destroyed the economy and which have caused the cost of living crisis that's happened today?
Okay.
I'll look at Parliament today, and I'll do some research on the Muppets.
Yeah. But you need have a look at that geo-engineering debate. Honestly, it's enough to like.
Yeah,
really. I said, Bob. Do you remember? I was just talking about that geo-engineering debate.
Yeah.
That you said that woman, blatant liar.
Oh, I know. It was just so annoying. I said, what a puncher I say.
Puncher, you know what I mean?
Don't let Barbara on these MPs. She wants to punch her lights out.
There wasn't a huge amount of them.
No, that only 20 people in there with a petition of 10,000.
20 people in Parliament?
Well, in this committee room, whatever it was.
Oh my gosh.
You know, that's the importance they put on it.
Yeah.
20 odd people. and this woman blatantly coming out with lies.
Just shows how much contempt they have.